We were talking earlier about, education being transformative. And there has been some research about the correlation between education, the social mobility, and education reducing inequality and advancing social impact within the country, especially with economic growth. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so education is really a very, very powerful tool, and we sometimes negate the actual value of a proper education and a proper education system because education is one of the keys to unlock inequality. It really is. And sadly, governments sometimes want an uneducated population because they can control them. The more educated people become, the more they begin to question and to change the societies in which they belong. So, just to answer your question specifically, Temi, I think in terms of social mobility, education is a significant factor in breaking the cycle of poverty. And this gives people access to better jobs. Education is really, really integral in breaking generational poverty. And so, if you find one person from a generation of people goes to school, they go to university, they get a degree, it changes the cycle of the entire family because they begin to make choices that are educated choices. I think education as a factor for social mobility as well enhances opportunities because people can now understand how to access opportunities. Does that mean I need to travel from my country because I'm now qualified to get a job on the global market? So it gives people that opportunity to move around. Building human capital is something that education does. And in any country that you see today that's advancing, if you go back to the Heinrich STI report, New Zealand, the top 10 countries are countries that have emphasized the importance of human capital development. How is that done if it's not through education? And then I think finally, education is a catalyst for social inclusion. It really is. And in the world that we live today, that is so polarized and so divisive, I think educated people, people who have an education, people who understand the importance of diversity, of tolerance, of working together, we sometimes think, oh, that's humanities. That is actually an economic variable. And so the fact that education allows people to develop on all these different areas, I think we really have to consider putting education at the forefront as a driver for social mobility and economic mobility.